A new controversy has erupted around House Speaker Mike Johnson, and I'm trying to assess, how big a deal this is or ought to be. ABC News uncovered a TV segment today from 2015 showing Speaker Johnson attending a controversial formal dance event called a Purity Ball with his then 13-year-old daughter. Segment from German news station NTV features clips of Johnson and his daughter Hannah at the ball putting a corsage on her wrist, and shows Johnson's daughter vowing to him to live a life of purity, as well as her signing a pledge to abstain from sex until marriage. Oddly enough, the video has now disappeared from the internet, despite the ABC report linking to it on the German TV station's website. And you click on the link, you see it starting to load, and then it says it's no longer available. I don't know why, but these purity balls were popular, especially in the early 2000s, among some conservative Christians. Dads wear tuxedos, the daughter dressed in a ball gown. The reporter in the piece commenting, "This looks like a wedding, but they are not bride and groom, but rather father and daughter." Johnson's wife, who's a Christian counselor, telling the station sex before marriage is simply out of the question. Left, of course, will have a field day over this, fueling the narrative that Johnson's a religious kook, which has been a talking point for them. But I don't know, maybe this is pretty wacky. I just don't know enough about it. Joining me now is Linda Kay Klein, author of the book Pure, Inside the Evangelical Movement That Shamed a Generation of Young Women and How I Broke Free. Thanks very much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so you say this is a big deal. Tell me why.
Absolutely. Because what this reveals is that we are talking about not a mainstream conservative Christian, but a extremist. Really, even among purity culture advocates, purity balls are extreme. You know, a lot of folks, even within the movement, find them a little creepy.
How much did you experience dealing with things like purity balls?
Yeah, I did grow up within purity culture, but I did not grow up within the kind of extremist culture that we're talking about that does these purity balls. I mean, just to give you a little bit of a sense, a purity ball is really something that you've got a group of, oftentimes a very traditional purity ball. You've got a group of young children, girls around the age of 12, 13, along there. They're in gowns that are not just ball gowns, but white ball gowns, wedding gowns in many ways. And their fathers. And together their fathers are in suits or tuxedos, and they have a dance and they have a dinner, and it culminates at the end with this sort of placing of the purity ring, often on the ring finger, the girl's ring finger, as a promise to her father and also to her father in heaven that she will not defile her sexual purity before marriage, not just not have sex, but defile her sexual purity in any way. And then eventually the idea is that this ring stays on her finger until it is replaced by her wedding ring, by her husband, which essentially symbolizes the transfer of ownership over her sexuality from her father to her husband.
Let me read you, this is from the Washington Stand. It's run by the Family Research Council, an evangelical group. The headline is, "Mike Johnson is a good father. The left hates him for it. That is a beautiful commitment, though one might wonder why ABC finds it newsworthy," because ABC is the one who broke the story. "As they come of age, young girls should be thinking about the future effects of their decisions for themselves and others. Such guidance could spare many women the heartbreaks and despair caused by hookup culture." What do you make of that?
Absolutely agree that girls should be encouraged to make their own choices. Unfortunately, purity culture does not teach girls how to make their own choices. It tells them what their choice has to be. And what their choice within purity culture has to be is to maintain their utter and absolute purity. And purity, again, is much larger than whether you have sex before marriage. It has to do with purity of thought, purity of mind, making sure that you don't inspire sexual thoughts within a man or a boy by what you wear or how you walk or how you talk or anything about you. So we really are talking about the erasure of choice, not the offering of choice. I do believe that girls and women should have choices, and not having sex before marriage is a absolutely fine and healthy choice among many.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.